Hello and welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Preacher, and today has certainly been interesting. As you can tell, the PS5 Pro is in the room with us now. It is here, announced. Mark Cerny conducted a 9-minute presentation, and I guess that's as good a place as any to start. What the fuck was that? Yeah, nah, really, what the fuck was that? Before we get into the price and the reactions and everything, man, that was a poor way to announce your $700 console. I guess we have to talk about them in tandem because they're directly related, right? That's just not how you do it, right? When you announced your PS5 Pro, you should have announced it with, even if it was nothing, even if they're just splash screens, new games. Why did you show me The Last of Us 2 that came out on PS4 that you already remade just a couple months ago? I can't forgive that. This was a horrible showing. I don't know what's going on with PlayStation, but man, this was an awful showing from them. Really, just in a way to announce your console, something I, of all people, should be excited for. That is just a terrible way to announce it, and it makes $700 a tough pill to swallow, especially when it's not really $700, right? Because it's $700 for the digital version without a stand. So if you want it vertical, right? I remember the base PS5, they included the stand. With the Slim, they started charging for it. And it's not cheap. It's $30. You made this big ass brick and you're charging for how I stand it? You didn't make it standable? You cut that off? That made the cutting room floor? What is going on? And then that's not even to mention the disk drive. Now listen, I personally have to almost take the L on the disk drive, right? Because I'm just glad that they are including a version that I can at least buy, right? Because here's the thing, we are going all digital, right? The world is going all digital. Most of my games are digital, right? I don't really think I have any physical PS5 games now that I think about it. But I will always be pro disk drive. Always, always. So I will get the digital version, and now that I think about it, I'll wait to get the disk drive. But I need it to be an option. It needs to be an option, right? Because that's one way we preserve games, and one of the only guarantees that we have in this industry that likes to yank Concord off of my fucking console. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many guarantees we get, and when we give up the disc completely, it's all in their hands. It's all in the cloud, baby. But back to topic. That's the reveal. That is the presentation. Let's really get in depth about the price, right? $700. That, like I said, a bitter pill to swallow when you're showing me fucking. You're not even showing Astrobot. You're showing goddamn Final Fantasy, which I already played. Which Final Fantasy, I shouldn't have even said Final Fantasy because that's probably the only game I'm actually interested in playing in 4K 60 like that. That makes me actually think, damn, I would like that because oh man, if I can finish this hard mode playthrough in crispy 4K 60, oh yeah, y'all will lose me. Y'all will lose me completely. But at the same time, Final Fantasy Rebirth is a game I can play right now, right? I'm not putting 700 down for the promise of tomorrow. You know what I mean? You need to show me new stuff now. And that they didn't feels weird. That they didn't gives me pause. This feels very much like when they ripped down Concord. Again, I know I'm bringing it up twice, but that was a move that didn't make sense to me. That was a move that gives uncertainty and mismanagement even, right? Or lack of trust in your products, right? And that, as a consumer, gives me lack of trust. So I can't just say, even though, listen, I will always say, PlayStation has consistently delivered first party. Excuse me. Yeah, this is a lot of addendums. Consistently delivered on exclusive experiences to their consoles, right? They do that consistently. So I'm not worried about that. But I now have to wonder how frequently. I mean, I'm going to be using it all the time. Here I am debating it. I'm not going to debate it in the video. But as you can see, even within myself while making this video, I am not sure which way to go, but it would be a lot easier if they had just showed me something fire, or if they had just showed me 4 fire things. You got this stuff coming. Look, we already know Wolverine is announced. You can't make him do like a slash on the PS5 Pro right after Deadpool versus Wolverine on like, it's just easy. It's just simple. But why not do that now? You know what I mean? As you're announcing to the world your price, as consumers are going to be most fervently discussing it. You know what I mean? Why not do something to make the pill less bitter? To make the medicine less bitter? Because here is the medicine, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to talk about the reaction, because the reaction, even mine, is overblown. Right? It's overblown negatively, I will say. Only because I feel that we, as consumers and as an industry, want to turn a blind eye to the fact that the price of games is rising, right? It has already risen. It has risen. We are here. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's in the room with us now. We pay $70 for games, and Xbox is repackaging their Series X this holiday, right? For $600 with 2 TB, same amount of storage as the PS5 Pro, right? So Xbox is gonna have have a console out, right? And let's just make this clear as well. This console is not subsidized, right? Usually platform holders take the L, right? They hold some of the manufacturing costs when they give the price to you, the consumer. This is not that, right? The PS5 is your base, in your main install base for PlayStation, right? So you want to sell that, you want to make that super attractive. The PS5 Pro is a boutique item, a high-end boutique item, much like the PSVR 2. You know what I mean? You got to pay to play, right? This is top of the line equipment that we're talking about, right? And people are going to get in my comments, PC, 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 right? We can do this all day. You're not going to build a PC that is one-to-one giving you the value that a PS5 Pro is going to give you. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to say that crazy definitively, because we got to wait for the Digital Foundry videos. They got to get in the guts and other media. But historically, we know how this goes. We do know how this goes, because even though they're not subsidizing it, they still get a huge reduction in price when you're buying in bulk like that. So to summarize, while I feel the reaction to the price is overblown considering the market that we're in, and considering the market that we find ourselves in and continue to find ourselves in, right? We can't keep looking at these layoffs. We can't keep looking at prices rise in other regions. We can't keep looking at our own games rising, right? Like different $100 editions, $70 across the board. We can't keep seeing that and being like, whoa, no. New console went up in price. Yeah, man. It wasn't going to be $400. You know what I mean? And again, we have to look at the market within context. Xbox is repackaging their original Series X that came out 4 years ago. They are repackaging it this holiday for $600. That is the floor, right? We have to understand that. That's the floor. It would be weird for PlayStation to come in with a Pro for the same price, right? You understand that market-wise because they're offering upgrades. The Pro is an upgrade. You understand. It's going to cost more. And I'm not saying I like that, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be surprised at that fact or outraged or that it's egregious, because that's reality. But that's it. That's all. I have to go meditate on whether or not to sell my semen for the PlayStation 5 Pro. I am Preacher, and I hope to see you back here on the pews.